When I first started as a web developer, I didn't even know what to charge or where to even find clients. My goal was simple: just make $1,000. Here is exactly how I did it and how you can too. My first $1,000 was made from a very simple website, yet very, very, very underpriced. It's a landscaping website made in WordPress, and I believe with the Bridge theme at the time, which I know is still around, but it uses a different builder now. I managed to find this client actually through a friend. It was a family friend's their friend's business, landscaping business that was well established, but they had a pretty dated website, and I was able to get into contact by actually asking some of my family friends if they would connect me with them. And it took a few tries to actually get in contact with this person, but after a while I was able to display to them the value in actually getting a new presence. So how do you go about getting your first client for $1,000? Well, number one, I'd say the easiest way is networking. Find some people within your network and maybe or extended network. You know somebody who knows somebody who runs a business. I would say trades-based service businesses, especially the ones in your area. Number one, a somewhat high ticket price service. And 9 times out of 10, they don't understand the value in having a good website. As somebody watching this, that you're going to look at somebody's website generally before you purchase from them these days, and just seeing a website that's outdated shows that they don't have that attention to detail and things, and I may not go with them. I mean, even recently I was looking for somebody to tune my car, and I went through a few different websites, and some of the people I was just like, one of the people stood out way above it just through sheer quality of the website. Other areas to find clients for your website is simply just hit up Google. Again, trade is a good route in your area. Just look for plumbers in your area, landscapers in your area, pressure washing in your area, car detailers in your area, and simply send them cold emails or cold DMs. I find DMs work best on Instagram and or Facebook. Also, other avenues which are a little bit harder are Upwork and those freelancing platforms. So what do you offer these people to get them a website? What I would recommend is having a few different packages. Maybe you have that basic package, which is just 5-page website, or you could go super basic where you start with that landing page. And that just displays all their services really basic. Maybe that's your base $1,000. You can then upsell them into the proficient plan or the medium plan, whatever you decide to call it. Come up with some jargon there. That could be a 5-page website. That is generally the basics, where it's about services, contact, maybe blog if they want, and then that homepage. And you can upsell them even more if you want to, like an in-depth website with blog filtering, contact pages, individual service pages for SEO, and so on. But what we offer is design and development. Now, for that $1,000 price, you're going to be working way harder if you're doing complete design and development for these people. So what I would probably recommend is design a really strong homepage and then use that language, that design language that you develop in the rest of the pages of the website. That's saving you time as a developer and designer while you can still generate that first $1,000. Or it could be very, very simple, and you just offer them a simple landing page which displays what they do, what their services are, how to get in contact with them, and hopefully that has some basic SEO stuff along with it. But then how do you pitch them and how do you actually convert this? Well, number one, what you want to talk about is value. Do not focus on the price of this thing. Focus on the value that they're bringing their business. If they're a landscaping business, they get one job, it's probably going to be over that $1,000 that they're going to pay you. So a $1,000 website in the grand scheme, display that to them. Don't just talk about how much it costs or the features. Talk about the outcomes that they're going to get. They're going to get a full-time 24/7 salesperson that's working around the clock for, let's say you sell it for $1,000, a one-time fee of $1,000. Then they have some hosting and some other stuff that costs yearly, but all of that just depends on what route you go with the building. Talk about the outcomes of how their life is going to change. Actually having a real website, people are going to be more likely to buy from them. What would I do differently having started now? Well, I would have a solid process down. So number one, that starts with your design phase. Again, I would recommend Figma. Number two, have a great invoicing system. We use QuickBooks for that. Number three, have a good system for reviews. So Figma, you can simply leave comments. What we do is we usually design in a file, and we're ready to share it with the client. we'll actually just send over a Figma link where we'll actually just copy over the finished page, because if you know, as a designer, if you've ever worked in there, you might have a lot of like unnecessary stuff in that file. So clean up that file, send that file to them, have them add comments, and you can address those there in another page in Figma. Once that's finished and you're ready to go into development, start developing on that staging link, and then have a review software. We use Markup as well. They can leave comments on the live site almost like they're using Figma. That helps speed up the process so both ends can actually see exactly what's going on. One thing to look out for is scope creep in that review phase. It happens more often than not. People just want new things as time goes on, and you really need to say, especially in the beginning, hey, this is not what we agreed upon, and also make sure you have those contracts. So once that person says yes, the contract ready for them to sign, it can be very, very simple. There's a lot of tools online that you can find them, but just make sure you have those services and those outcomes listed out. So if it's a 5-page website with this functionality, talk about that directly in there and label those out in Schedule A, like services provided or outcomes provided, part of the contract. That way, if they come back to you, say, hey, this is what we agreed upon, this is what's signed, you can use a tool like DocuSign, or I think Panda Docs. There's a lot of different signing softwares you can use to actually get something signed. And last but not least, one thing I would do differently is just look out for those clients who you know are going to be very picky. What I've found in the past is actually working with other creative people. It can be really cool because you get a lot more flexibility, you can do a lot cooler things, but they are going to have very, very distinct things that they want to do, and it may creep up on you in terms of this really long design phase, or this person that's really, really stuck on like, oh, this $1,000, like, I don't know if I can afford it. Those people are going to probably be in your ear, and they're going to want. A lot of times the people that don't budge at a price or like agree to it somewhat easily, those are going to be the easier clients. They're just going to hand you it. You're going to get to do your thing, and they'll give you some revisions, but it's not going to be a lot, and then you'll eventually get that website published. If you're giving heavy discounts, let's say you quoted this client at $3,000 and they got you down to $1,000, and you really didn't want to do it anyway, they're going to be a really annoying client. You're going to wish that you never did it. So if someone's beating back your prices specifically only for pricing, I would say it's probably not worth it. But again, if these are your early clients and you're just trying to make that first $1,000, I totally understand. I've been there. You wouldn't believe the deals that we've taken, the unpaid deals that we've tried to work on as well. Next, I will show you how to land your first $10,000 client. Hit subscribe. Stay tuned for that.